got to go run downstairs, pop the power back on, wait for my internet to go and come back up.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to E3 again. I am your host for this one, Chris, aka the Mole. Joining me is Rick the Hammer.
Hello.
And the other one's called James.
Hello.
And we've done Microsoft, we've done Sony, we've done Nintendo. Now it's time for third parties, which is everything at the Bethesda, the EA, and stuff like just the stuff we were interested in by third parties. And we are allowing third party content that was in other people's conferences, such as Assassin's Creed Origins or Monster Hunter World and stuff. So it's like cool.
An Anthem.
So, who would like to take it away first with one of their third-party games that they're excited for? Anyone? All right. My first one was was it called Skull and Bones? I think it was on the from
the pirate game. Yeah, that did look cool.
Yeah, which is basically it looks like a cross between the Assassin's Creed Pirate one, which wasn't that fun, but with For Honor, which I really liked. But it looks like they've taken the best of that one and the bits that did work on that one, mixed them together and created something that looks like it'd be really fun to just team up with a bunch of people and take out enemy ships and just rule the high seas. Forever. Ever. Game rated R. You have to. If there's a pirate thing, you have to do some sort of pirate joke.
It's true.
I just wish Peg was here. Fun fact, everyone listening, the only reason we call Simon Peg is because he lost his leg in Vietnam.
Not the war, just he went to visit there. And
yeah.
It didn't work out.
How about you, Rick?
I guess first one I'll mention was at the Ubisoft one, that Starlink game, where it was like build a spaceship. It looked like No Man's Sky plus Skylanders or something. Cool idea. Feels like maybe 5 years ago that would have. I'm kind of worried that it won't do anything, but it looked kind of neat. Although it looked really weird on the controller.
I like that game too. That's on my list. I love the fact they've done one aspect though different, Rick. You don't need to buy the toys.
Oh, you don't?
They said you can buy the parts digitally as DLC and stuff if you wish to.
Oh.
You can display the models on the shelf if you want to, or if you want to play fully how it's intended, you can click it onto your control pad.
So I can't like just do that. Just have a spaceship on a controller.
No, you can do that too. It's up to you entirely how you do it, which makes
you don't have to though, because that looked like it might be kind of awkward to play with.
It did. It looked awkward.
Bump off a wing. Oh no! It's like when Star Fox, when you took too much damage and it broke the wing. You're like, no, my power up.
Yeah, which I think that actually gives it a slight advantage over some of the other ones, because I've seen a lot of people who have said, like with Skylanders and stuff like that, as much as I love them and I love like the Lego Dimensions and stuff like that, and I love collecting them, I know a lot of people said they'd buy the game if they could just buy the characters cheaper as DLC.
Yeah.
Than having to spend money on getting a figure which they don't really want to put on their shelf. And I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of missing the point of the game, but okay. Yeah, Starlink looked awesome. How about you, Jim?
Well, as much as I didn't play a whole lot of the first one, I rented it, but didn't play a lot of it. I will say Battlefront 2 looks really good.
It does.
Particularly, I like the fact they're adding some new maps to the prequel stuff, like they added Naboo, because that just reminds me of the Phantom Menace game on PS1 that I really liked. So that's cool.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
I don't care. The movie was shit, but the game was good.
I'm kidding. The game was. Some of the games based on the prequels were really fun. Like the Lego one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, the one that wasn't fun, the fighting game. That wasn't based on the prequels.
Okay.
Oh, Terrace Kasi.
Exactly. It's like, oh god, that's so fucking terrible. And then
That
years
sounds
later,
terrible.
they tried to remake it and call it Soul Calibur.
4.
Yeah, so was it 4?
4 was the one, yeah, with the
Okay.
apprentice
Yeah.
Yoda and
Yeah, the apprentice Yoda and shit. It's like, oh, a lightsaber can't cut through a metal blade or someone's hand. And you're like, you don't know how this works. Which wouldn't be so bad, but some of the trailers are like, yeah, it feels like you're actually Darth Vader. Really? I'm kind of sure his lightsaber's famous for cutting off a hand.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, Battlefront 2, at first I was like, oh, I don't think I was going to get that. Only because at first, some of the information that came out, they were talking about, oh, because people complained, we're just going to focus on single player. Which I'm like, that's not what this type of game is. That's like, I don't know, that's like if they'd come out and officially said, hey, for the next Final Fantasy like 15, we're just concentrating on only the multiplayer and we're going to tack on single player. You're like, no. That
isn't
wouldn't
that
work.
11 and 14?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like that. It's kind of bad. But then when it comes, but when they suddenly came out with this one, I said, no, we focused on the multiplayer and then showed off multiplayer. I'm like, okay, now you've got my attention because it looks like you actually concentrate on what the game's supposed to be. It's like when people say like they don't want deathmatch in their in their single player games. I don't want single player in my deathmatch games. They both games can coexist. They're meant to be different things.
Yep.
It's like Mass Effect 3. I hated the fact they added multiplayer. And if you hadn't played 1, they forced you to play the multiplayer. Apparently, if you played 1, 2, then 3, you didn't quite need the multiplayer, or it would help you. But if you only played 2 and 3, you were required to play multiplayer to boost your stats. It's like,
that sounds dumb.
No. It's like Dragon Age. The multiplayer wasn't bad because you can tell they put effort in single player, if that makes sense. It's not linked.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battlefront.
Yeah,
cool.
in Dragon Age it was a fun bonus, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's
I just got excited because Darth Maul.
Yep.
He's my favorite Sith.
He's pretty cool.
And I mentioned it the Xbox one. I'll mention it here. I did love the Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Nice.
Which that one looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
FIFA on Switch. I want to know what kickoff mode is. I know it's going to surprise people here. We hardly ever mentioned sports games on here, but they are fun for multiplayer. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
But FIFA on Switch. First of all, people are like, oh, it's just going to be a port to PS3 game. They said it's not. It's built from the ground up. It's using a different engine, but it's using one that suits the handheld and TV at the same time because it's a different beast. Because how the handheld cartridges convert data is different to how discs do, so they don't need the same big boosts to do it, if that makes sense. So it makes sense to use a different engine and waste the room on an engine that does what the console does for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, the console is weaker and it doesn't have one of the single player story modes. That's fine. However, they mentioned new kickoff mode, and then that's all we've seen. And I'm like, what is this mode? It could be fucking anything. Kickoff mode.
You drop the Joy-Con and punt it, and then it reads the distance.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
It might be because they also I know simultaneously Madden announced a new mode too. I don't remember what it was called, but Madden announced. Let me see here. I might have it up on one of these.
Madden has announced story mode, which is something I just mentioned. The Switch FIFA removed, but it's actually on the PS4 and Xbox
Okay,
One
yeah,
mode.
they said it was kind of. It was looking at that mode. It was kind of like playing through an inspirational sports movie. Which I'm like, oh, okay.
Road to Super Bowl Mania.
Yeah. So maybe it's.
Which means it's just a game made up of training montages.
True.
As long as one of the songs to play is montage, I'd be okay with that.
Yes. And like I said, they need to play like WarioWare, so each montage thing's like a quick little mini game, like, oh shit, run on the escalator. Yeah. Lift those weights. Gonna
Chase
need a
the dragon.
montage. Yes. But yeah, like I said, the kickoff mode, which is only on the Switch one, they didn't say what it was. I was just like, I'm curious because they're focusing on the Switch on the ability to play local multiplayer and various other stuff. So it could be anything. It could be like a pick up and play one. It could be kickoff mode, like a penalty shootout. It could be anything. I'm like, you can tell us. Don't just say, oh yeah, that's there. But what did you think of, since we didn't get your opinion yet, Rick, what did you think of Monster Hunter?
Oh, I was gonna get there, but okay.
My apologies. It is noted here that FIFA 18 notes that it also will have a story mode like Madden 18, so that's probably what the kickoff mode is.
Did anyone else notice he disappeared, then came back right as Richter goes to mention Monster Hunter, interrupts him to read fucking Wikipedia?
That's how Wikipedia.
I assumed
That's how Wikipedia. It's Kotaku. Thank you very much.
Who gives a shit? Rick was actually.
Sometimes that's worse.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
No, he was trying to get in the spirit of Monster Hunter of just popping out of the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster Hunter looked really cool graphically. I don't really know much about the gameplay, but it looked amazing.
And now Rick's opinion. Why does he hate you so much?
Because I'm closing the gap in point. I don't know. Yeah, it like graphically, yes, it looked awesome. With what they showed in the trailer, I wasn't quite sure if it played the same and they were trying to highlight new stuff, or if they were like half bullshitting things. Because in the actual game, there's stuff you can do, but it's never required. You know, it's like, oh, you got to figure out where the monster is, and you can trap it and put bombs near it. But you don't have to do that. You can just go all ham. And well, I mean, you got to be careful not to get hit, but like you could just hit it a lot and it'll die. So I wasn't sure if they were trying to play up the aspects that you don't need, or if these were actual changes. Because then I saw some people were like freaking the hell out, and I was like, well, calm down. It was like a 2-minute trailer that probably didn't show a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, from the trailer and from one of the interviews, I think like people have made, like I mentioned, the Dark Souls comparison and stuff. They've taken a lot of inspiration for this game from games from the West, mainly because PS4, as much as it is the most successful one in Japan, it's still not selling as much as they'd think, because consoles in Japan are going handheld. So they know that the Western audience, that's why it's going to get a simultaneous release, is going to be their big market. So they're trying to make it westernized, which could be a good thing for people, but it's also a bad thing because then the fans in the West of Monster Hunter like it how it was. They're fans.
Yeah, I'm okay with the map, how they've said that it's like more seamless, where it'll just load like an area, and as you're going, you know, it'll load it so it's not like zone points like it used to be. That's okay. The thing that was weird was apparently like the flare that he sends up. They said that was to like call other hunters or something. Like it's like a like help me, or you know, like hey, there's stuff over here. But in that one, he was like tracking the monster, and like there was those little crappy ones beforehand. He's like hiding in the bush, and I'm like, just kill them. What the hell? Or just ignore them. Like what? I'm like, are you making the little monsters a threat? Nobody wants that. So I was like, maybe they're just trying to be cool. Like, look, you can, because you can throw a smoke bomb, and it's like, oh, look, he can hide from him. And I'm like, I hope you don't have to, because I just run by him. But like then the other big monster attacks him, and I'm like, but monster damage is really crappy. So I'm like, if they change that, okay. But otherwise, I'm totally okay if the monsters fought each other more, because that makes more sense to me. That's one thing that always bugged me, was sometimes they will go and like, you know, like a carnivore will go and kill like a little like a plant eater and eat them to restore stamina, but sometimes they just leave them alone because like, oh, the guy with the sword. And I'm like, if there's two equal-sized dragons, I don't think they would actually care as much about a little person dressed up as one.
Is there a part where I can play as a female in high heels and chase a T-Rex while outrunning it somehow with a flare gun to fight my battle for me, and everyone goes, oh, that makes perfect logical sense that she outrun a T-Rex?
Yeah, you need the Jurassic World DLC.
There you go.
But yeah, I was a little disappointed that they did not announce Generations 2 or Generation X, or basically it's Double Cross in Japan. I did for the Switch. But World, I was excited that they were going to make a console one, and totally supporting that it's you know, multi-system and not just one. But It did look cool, but I can understand why some fans thought, like, I don't agree with how angry they got, or at least what I've seen, but I can understand some trepidation of like, this looks a little different, but I'm gonna wait till it's closer to coming out, or even try it, because like I said before, I'm not sure if if these are actual changes, or it's like you can do these, but if you play enough, you don't need to learn how to track it. Like, oh, look at his footprints, follow the bugs, or you're just like, he'll go over to the water and you just run over there and he's taking a drink and you just start hacking his tail off and stuff.
Yeah, some people think at the moment that the Capcom keeps changing its stance on Monster Hunter XX to say that basically, oh no, we didn't say it's not coming to the West, just there's no plans yet. People think they've deliberately held off at this point while they've shown World and stuff, because now, with enough people barking that they want it, Nintendo, which they've done before for games, might actually fund the localization version. So therefore they save money. That's what some people think it looks like they've done. But I'm like, there's no evidence for that. Yeah. But yeah, it would make perfect fucking sense.
Now, Nintendo starts funding and being a big part of that. Could we see Monster Amiibos?
They have them for Monster Hunter Stories.
Oh, okay.
And technically, they have Monster Amiibos. Like Pikachu's got one.
Very funny.
A pocket monster is still a monster.
I said Monster Hunter, not Monster.
You said I wanted to forget Monster Amiibos.
I said I wanted to forget Monster Hunter Amiibos.
Also, the Monster Hunter ones are cool. I haven't opened the two I have, but apparently because there's like the monster and then there's a rider, because it's from Stories, and you can take the riders off and switch them. And I'm like, nice. That's way too interesting for such a stupid thing. Like I saw, I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
Do you think we'll ever get Monster Hunter VR?
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah,
There's a couple monsters that would be flat out terrifying if it were in VR.
Any more terrifying than the Skyrim animations?
Yes, but not the was it Dragon Age or Assassin's Creed, where it like removes the face and you just see like the teeth and the eyeballs?
I think that was Assassin's Creed, because they had a load of those on Unity when it first came out. Like they fucking stretched more than Mr. Fantastic across the whole map, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. So not more terrifying than that, but other stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you want terrifying monsters in VR, Doom VR.
Yep.
VFR, sorry.
Yeah.
They said what the F stood for, but I didn't actually bother to look.
Yeah, and I will admit, I've joked before now about games I wouldn't want to see in VR. One of which was Dragon Ball Z, because I'm like, I'd get motion sick. Yeah. They've recently announced one. I can't remember if this was at E3 or not. That's why I'm mentioning it. It's for the HTC, whatever the fuck it's called, the PC VR set. And it looks fucking cool. You hold out your hand and go boom and do the blasts and stuff in VR. And I'm like, that actually looks, you made it work. This looks fucking cool.
Nice.
The Doom VR, I will say, I don't like the movement mode on that. I'm not sure if you guys saw the movement on that. I don't like that. You look, and then you press a button and it teleports you, which is what some of the early VR games were doing. But if you look at games like that Farpoint I've got and stuff, where you've got the aim gun and stuff, or rigs and stuff, there's different things you can put in place to slow down the effects so people can scale it to themselves. And then you can move with a pad and walk around normally. It's weird to play Doom where you're like, I'm going to teleport over there. There I am. I'm going to teleport over there. Here I am. It's like, no, this isn't Doom. That's not Doom. Doom's walking and shooting.
Yeah,
and laughing at the red flying things that come out of the screen and thinking, they look like the killer tomatoes. That might just be me that did that.
That sounds like Doom if the protagonist was Jason Voorhees.
No, it's literally teleporting like a couple of steps in front of you, like they did in the Batman VR. Because movement in VR is one of the things that makes people sick. So a lot of early games were doing teleportation, but now games have found sliders where you can, like as you're moving, it can put like shaders around the eyes to get rid of the motion, or it can slide, and you can scale them and stuff so you don't feel as sick. and that works. There's no excuse to make it so you have to teleport. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Fair enough.
But I will say Ubisoft had a good conference this year.
They did.
EA's, I was surprised at. You had Star Wars, and I think they announced the sports stuff. But there wasn't that much new stuff from EA. Like, normally there's like, oh my god, although they did announce that new, what everyone's, and they overuse these all the time. Every time it's a similar genre, but the Destiny killer.
Yeah.
I'm like, it won't be a Destiny killer.
No. I did like that.
It'll
Destiny
be
is the Destiny killer.
Yeah, it'll be the Destiny killer as much as the last Halo was the COD killer.
I'll take that comparison. Because Anthem looked interesting. I was convinced you were going to be like Hayes was the Halo killer. You're like, no, not Hayes.
When they said Hayes is going to be just like fucking Halo, and you're like, oh, no, it's not.
No.
And then like the last Halo came out, it's the COD killer. No, Battlefront comes out, it's the new COD, it's the COD killer. No, whether or not they're better doesn't matter, because some of the Battlefronts have been better. Oh, sorry, Battlefields have been better. But it's a case of sometimes, like Destiny and stuff, a beast is so big, you're not going to slay it. It's just going to sell on its name alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of Battlefield, by the way, they did announce the Russian DLC for Battlefield 1.
Nice. It's like, as we've mentioned in the other one, I don't think it was a PlayStation DLC, but it's like, I reckon Marvel v Capcom is probably going to sell enough based on its name. But I don't think it'll sell as much as like Ultimate Marvel v Capcom 3 and stuff, because like the internet's ripped apart, the animations look shit, the demo was shit, the roster's shit, and you're like, and a lot of the assets look reused.
Mostly shit. If the rumored Monster Hunter is there, then I decree that at least that entry isn't shit.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I played a little bit of the demo, and it's way too easy. And like I said, some of the assets, they've reused the shit out of them, whereas like my Ultimate Marvel v Capcom and stuff, the assets didn't feel as reused, if that makes sense. Like this feels lazier than Tekken versus Street Fighter, and we remember how that went.
Yep.
That's why I was like, oh, and it surprised me how many people like the Dragon Ball Z game just looks a miles better. I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does, but this game shouldn't be as shit as it was.
No.
I'm hoping that the graphics get better, because even like the early Injustice 2 stuff looked really rough, but it got way better. So I'm hoping their animations get better. But the joke I liked about Marvel's Capcom Infinite, somebody was like, the best part is I can jam on L1 and have them just go Power Stone, Power Stone. I'm like, yeah, there should have been a Power Stone person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, some of the models on that do look cool. Like, your Mega Man looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. I kind of like the Thanos, what little I saw of him.
Yeah. I will say the story mode looks weird as fuck. Where it's like, all the Avengers are hanging out, and Chun-Li.
Well, yeah.
And you're like, what? Wait, what? Why is Chun-Li there? She can use guns and kick really high. I'm like, you've got Black Widow. There's literally no point for Chun-Li at this point.
If I were hanging out with the Avengers, I would want to invite Chun-Li. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Yeah. It just to me that was weird, where it's like the Capcom characters don't seem to matter in the story mode. I'm like, no, it should be equals. It reminds me a lot of. Do you remember when we mocked the EA fighting game of Marvel Rise of the Imperfects? Where it's like, all the Imperfects are better. Watch as they kill the Marvel characters. And then you have characters with similar powers. You're like, this isn't what we wanted. Like before you even start the game, look. Oh, there's Hulk. Oh, he's dead. Oh, look, Captain America. Oh, he's dead. Punisher. Oh, I know what that means. So who are you playing as? There's an Imperfect that can set himself on fire. We're in for a long game.
Should have called them bootleg Marvel heroes.
Yeah.
Oh god, that gives us a topic. Why is it the Imperfect?
I think that's the working title for the Inhumans movie.
Yeah. But yeah, the third part, like, it's weird to me that Bethesda has a conference. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird. They've now got a conference at the same time Activision is back the fuck out.
It made more sense. Not last year. I think the year before. Whenever it was like Fallout 4, that's when it made sense. And then they did it the next year, and I'm like, oh, okay. And this year it was like a video, and the video was fine, but it's like, why did you have a conference where you brought people to the stage so the dude could come out and be like, all right, welcome to Bethesda's E3. Here's a video, and then come out at the end. Thanks, everybody. Why did you have a stage show?
Yeah. And ironically, this year had Fallout 4.
The VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's a separate
I'll admit,
purchase.
yeah, it's a separate purchase.
A full price.
I'll admit, if that was on PlayStation VR, even though I didn't like Fallout 4, I would be tempted to buy that. Because I'm like, in VR, it could be really fucking fun. But then they're like, no, you get Skyrim on PS4. I'm like, I don't want it on that. You've already sold me on the Nintendo one where I get the shield and I can play it on the go and I don't have any animation glitches in my face. Because the last time I bought your Skyrim for a PlayStation console, you didn't even know how to make the game save correctly. I've got no confidence in you.
Yeah, you should.
I call for a vote of no confidence.
Yes.
That was a great bug. Oh, if you play too long, it can't handle the save file. What?
Yeah. And it's also the more you did, because it kept saving where they were. So if you just did the first little tutorial and kept stripping people and dumping stuff on the floor, which, like we've said before now, we love to do, Rick, it made the game worse before you even got into the main game.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no.
Oh.
I was surprised there was no Diablo announcement this year.
Yeah.
Well, they have the new character coming out, and I think it's coming to consoles. But
yeah, they announced a new character, and they've done some expansions. But with how they keep talking about it, it's like there's probably going to be a new Diablo game at some point.
At some point.
Yes. But I think they showed off at E3 a little bit. We got more card games. Like I know The Witcher 3 has a card game.
Nice.
Yeah, that Gwent one.
Yeah.
It's
which makes sense. It makes sense as that was actually in Witcher 3. But I was like, where's Hearthstone and shit on the PlayStation? Some of those card games. Come on, I want to play some of them. Where's my Slam card?
There you go.
Yes.
Or Super cards.
Super card. Boom.
And I'm kidding, is that mobile game is shit.
So I've heard. I did like E3 had that prison break simulator that kind of reminded me of the GTA heist.
Oh yeah, the prison one looked cool.
No Way Out.
That's a really good idea.
No, sorry, A Way Out. Sorry, it's not WWE pay-per-view.
They're gonna mix those, get some cross branding.
Yes.
Like that's a cool idea, and I like that idea as a puzzle game of like we're trying to escape a prison. I'm always leery of co-op puzzle games because I always think of Portal, where it's like when one person knows, then you rage at the person that doesn't, and then the person that so both people are angry for no reason.
That's true.
Yeah, I hate those. I hate that one. It's like, oh, I know how to do it. I'm going to tell you. It's like, no, part of the fun's figuring it out. That's why, like, I've played Portal with like Pew and Jim and stuff. Any of the ones I knew, I just sat back and let them try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Besides, every now and again when I'd push Pew into a laser.
Yeah.
It's the only way she'll learn.
Yeah. That's part of the solution, I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean.
So what did everyone think about the new game that they announced? Basically from Activision, a Captain Planet. They didn't announce a Captain Planet game.
Oh. I thought
you didn't know that.
Yes. I was He's looking it up.
That's how the Captain Planet trailer ended, people. Are you buying that game, Jim?
Captain Planet trailer, yeah, okay.
He's our hero.
I know, but come on.
It's like evolution. It's like evolution in the game. All of you play as Planeteers, and after a while, you summon one player to play as Captain America. Or Captain Planet. Captain America would be funnier because it would make less sense, but Captain Planet.
Yes.
Also this year, I was kind of thinking, although I'm not entirely surprised, I thought we might have 2K18 news. I know they normally wait till afterwards, but with how much they've been told, like last year, I think we got photos at least of like two of them facing each other in the ring.
I know that might be coming because there is tomorrow. Seth Rollins is going to be on Sports Center first thing in the morning at about 10:30 my time to make some kind of an announcement. And heavy rumors that he's going to announce that he's the cover of 2K18, so they might show some stuff there.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact it's not at E3.
No, but I can understand why it wouldn't be if they were saving it for that.
Yeah, but I was talking about the previous E3s. They didn't show the cover. They just showed photos like John Cena and Randy Orton looking at each other, if you remember. And it's like, oh, look how realistic it looks. And they at least talked about some of the stuff that would be there. They just didn't go into much detail until later. So I hope we'd get something.
Yeah, hopefully. But, yeah.
But I'm surprised Jim didn't talk about his Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Oh, that's true. That wasn't technically at E3. It was leaked before, but yeah.
He's not doing that, so moving on.
Yes, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer dropped on the internet slightly before E3 started. It was in Japanese with the American subtitles, but it seemed pretty cool. They showed off.
Was it?
Yes.
No, the reason I said was it before E3 is because when IGN put up it had leaked, it was after the Microsoft conference.
Oh, was it? Okay. Fair enough, because I didn't see anything of it. But anyway, yeah, it was Japanese with American subtitles, and it was pretty cool. They showed off combat in the Olympus Coliseum area, showed off how the Keyblade will turn into other weapons in the different worlds that you're in, a lot of the new free-form attacks, free-flow combat, which is very cool. And they also hinted at a little bit more of the story, specifically talking about the character of Roxas, whom we haven't heard a lot about since Kingdom Hearts 2. And Xemnas, who was standing with Ansem, making the point to Sora that the only way to bring Roxas back is for you to finally embrace the darkness. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. They're gonna have to bring Roxas back for this situation too.
Embrace the
I also love how it. I also love how we haven't had a lot of him since Kingdom Hearts 2. This is Kingdom Hearts 3. All the other games have been prequels, and while there has been like a mid-sequel, it's the third one. We haven't heard much of him since the last numbered one.
To be fair, yeah, like that was what I thought was, well, this is the third one. Of course, we haven't heard a lot since the second one. However, to be fair, I think there's been 16 games since 2. So.
They have, but
yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 2 was on PS2 for God's sake.
Yeah, but some of them have been set like before Kingdom Hearts 1 and changed the story even more to make it convoluted.
True. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to play that. They said that more information on that game is going to be revealed at D23 next month, so I'll look forward to see what they do there.
Yep. I was also surprised there was no Skylanders this year. Only because I know they did one on the Switch, so I thought, and the TV show, so I thought it's possible there could be another one. And like I thought we might get like last year where we had the Lego Dimensions packs for the. I know the next wave's not even out yet with Teen Titans and stuff, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. I thought one of those two would be there.
Well, Skylanders, I remember the rumor was they were taking the year off, and the rumor with Lego Dimensions is kind of similar. So
yeah, like I know Lego Dimensions still has packs and stuff around. I know some of the Skylander people are now working on Destiny 2 because they're the same game.
I was going to jokingly say Starlink, but
that would make more sense. That would make more sense than Destiny 2. And I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, some of the Skylander people are working on Destiny 2. You're like,
oh, they're going to team up with the Mega Blocks, or I guess they're Mega Constructs now. You're gonna have, oh, yeah.
It's like when they mentioned some of the people who worked on Disney Infinity 2 for the Marvel combat. When you play them, like, it's not as in depth as they're normally used to. This seems like a huge step back for them. And you're just like, it's always weird when you say, like, yeah, the people who made this game are now making this.
Yeah.
But sometimes it works out. Like, as much as I had problems with some of the stuff in it, the first Spider-Man film, from the director of Evil Dead comes Spider-Man.
One of these things is not like the other.
No, neither of these things are like each other. It wasn't like I went from the creator of Evil Dead and a bunch of horrors, then Spider-Man.
That's true.
With only two choices.
Fair enough.
because he had Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, which is just Evil Dead 1, basically. Let's face it.
Mhm.
And then he has when he had Spider-Man, and obviously Army of Darkness, but that made more sense to list with Spider-Man because it was a comedy. But
Right.
Yeah.
it's just weird, you know what I mean? Because I was like, when I first saw Sam Raimi on it, and I was young enough, I was in school and stuff, I was like, oh, that's the guy that did Evil Dead. And part of me was still like, why is he making Spider-Man? It's like Wes Craven presents Frozen.
Yeah.
I was going to say My Little Pony, but that works too.
Freddy just shows up, let it go with his claw.
Yes. I want to see that now.
Everyone wants to see that. Never. No.
Nah.
I want Freddy DLC for the Jason game.
There you go. That'd be good.
How cool would it be if you could then inject people or something, put them to sleep, and then they're in Freddy's domains, and then you got two monsters and multiple killers going at once?
That'd be interesting.
And like Freddy can kill Jason. So you got another way of killing him by putting him to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Which involves like turning on a laptop and loading up one of Jim's videos.
That'd be some cross branding.
It would be. Amazing.
With me. But no. Yeah, the third party stuff this year, it was weird because there was a lot of it, but I mentioned this before now, and it was more prevalent in the previous years, but it's just nailed home this year.
Yeah.
E3's dying.
Kind of.
Yeah.
The reason E3's dying is because everyone's learned, like Nintendo did years ago, of they don't need E3 because you can spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a fucking conference. Or nowadays, with today's technology, you can put the same video up for a fraction of the cost and still get the same feedback. Like, not everyone will like it, and everyone will hate the stuff that was at E3. But how many people did you see say Nintendo won E3?
Yeah, a lot.
They're the one without a conference.
Yeah, I chided somebody that we all know for saying that.
Yeah, I will admit they had my favorite at the conferences, but no one actually wins E3.
No, not really.
It's a case of
Thank
yeah, you don't win E3.
Like achievement unlocked, win E3.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Sega's cashing in Money in the Bank with the Dreamcast 2. What the fuck?
Not like this.
How amazing would that be? Like Microsoft announced the Xbox One X. We got a new. Wait a minute, they're cashing in the Dreamcast 2. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
That'd be amazing.
Atari comes in, just drop kicks him.
Yes. Oh, that'd be amazing. Unfortunately, Jaguar couldn't. Their sex tape leaked and they made racist comments, so they've been kicked out of the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You know, the only thing more unbelievable than the first part of your statement is the fact that the Jaguar would be in the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Except
come on.
in the failure wing.
We remember it. It's up there with the Spectrum.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, they have their hallowed place right next to the Virtual Boy.
The Jaguar wasn't as much of a disappointment as the Virtual Boy. It was more like the Neo Geo.
Ah.
Don't get me wrong, they still sell Neo Geo games now on the Switch and PlayStation and stuff, which is weird as fuck to me, because at the time Neo Geo was out and no one I knew gave a shit.
Nope.
They might have been really
When
popular.
it's like 4 times the cost of the other ones, that's a very real response.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it may have been popular over there, I wasn't entirely sure, but over here, I don't know anyone that was like, fuck yeah, I'm playing with my Neo Geo.
I wouldn't say popular, but I know over here it was. I think the console itself was like $1,000, where the other ones were like $200, and the controllers were like $150 because you got that giant joystick, and the games were super expensive because they were the size of a dictionary. Did have a friend that had one, and there was some awesome games on it, but he was the only person that I've met that actually had one.
Yeah.
It's like I'll admit I owned a Panasonic 3DI or 3DO.
3DO.
Yeah,
He had a 3DO and
with
a
that
CDI.
with that shitty little like red monster things, which again looked like Killer Tomatoes, where you had it was like a RPG thing. It was shit. I went in there to get a PlayStation They'd sold
Uh-huh.
out, and the guy basically convinced at the time. He convinced my mother that this was basically the same because it had discs. Luckily, Christmas is like a few months after my birthday, so for Christmas I got a PlayStation. And then the Panasonic was never touched again. It was just looked at as, oh yeah, I like that game console too. Why don't you play it? Oh, I'm keeping that for a special occasion. Destruction Derby on the PlayStation.
So after he sold it to your mom, did he then disappear in a puff of smoke?
He should have.
Yeah.
It plays disc games. That's good.
That's
Yeah,
the same thing.
but they look like this. That's bad. Oh yeah, it has this. Oh, that's good.
That was like the exact opposite of when I went to buy a Saturn. The guy's like, because it was like when it was totally dead and it was like cheap, and I went to go buy one. He's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know they're not making anything else for it too." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's fine. Just give me the Saturn." He's like, "Okay."
I had a Saturn.
I still do. It's okay. It's not over there. It's
I
somewhere in here.
had a Saturn at the time when I was young enough
Oh, there it is.
to have appreciated games. You know, I was old enough to still appreciate games, but young enough to not know everything. Like look them up, obviously, didn't have online and read all the stuff. Like I had I bought it. I had the Saturn for Sonics, of course. Then I saw Space Hulk, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, Hulk in space!" And I bought it. I'm like, "Oh fuck! Oh, okay. There's no Hulk yet. Maybe I'm just building to him." And I'm like, "There's no Hulk." I will admit that's one of my biggest disappointments and failures, because nowadays you would not make that mistake.
Not unless you're a parent that doesn't play video games.
That is true. But nowadays, like, gamers wouldn't make that mistake of, oh my god, I want Space Hulk. Because it's Hulk in space. That's all. I thought it's a Space Hulk. What else could it have been?
Yeah, it makes sense. That's good logic.
Yeah.
It was either that or it was Looney Tunes with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, one of the two.
But
take us home, Mo.
Yep. But we were looking at the third-party games. We mentioned some of the ones we were excited for. Leave your comments for which ones you liked. There was a lot announced at E3 third-party wise. Like I enjoyed both Sonic games. Woo. 2 Sonics. But that's like this E3 kind of kicked ass for me. Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Sonic, Rabbids are back with Mario in one game. It's like, oh yes. But at the same time, I was still disappointed by some of this other stuff. Like, if that makes sense. Like a lot of it was lackluster this year. But what did you guys think? Like, if you were to rate E3 this year overall, do you think it was worth it, or do you think it was something? Or
it had some big surprises for me personally, like 2 of them. With the original Xbox backwards compatibility, which I wouldn't have expected, and a Monster Hunter on a console. But overall, I'd say, yeah, I don't think it was that great. If you just read like the Cliff Notes version, or just like looked at what was announced and then look up what you were interested in, I don't think you would have really missed anything.
I will say with the Xbox backwards compatibility thing, the Xbox One, like they sell the digital versions on the Xbox One for $360.
Mm-hmm.
That means they could possibly do that for the original Xbox One.
Hopefully.
EA now has the Star Wars license and has BioWare. Will they put Knights of the Old Republic on there?
I hope so.
Good question.
That's one of the ones that I would definitely want.
Yeah, the original Xbox for me was my Morrowind and my Knights of the Old Republic machine and Battlefront Online. There was other games I played on it, like I'd mentioned last time with Spider-Man and stuff, but they were the 3. Like I played like Knights of the Old Republic just endlessly.
Nice.
The second one can go fuck itself. But it's the Caddyshack 2 of video games. Speaking of Caddyshack 2, over to Jim.
Yeah, I give it a medium. If I was gonna rate this E3, it'd probably be like, I don't know, numerically, I'd take it as like a 70. There was some nice stuff to look at, some cool stuff, but nothing that I was really super excited about. Nothing that really blew me out of the water. But still some stuff I'm interested in playing. It's some stuff that looked really good. So I'm looking forward to playing some of the stuff. Spider-Man, God of War, Uncharted. So there was some decent stuff, but nothing super big. Oh my god! So yeah.
Oh man, please tell me for the Spider-Man one. Sorry to hijack. But I don't know if you saw, but you can't kill people in that game. That he'll like save them.
Mhm.
So when he kicks the guy off and webs him back, please tell me there's a Gwen Stacy joke because I had one ready to go and I was sad that I couldn't make it. Oh, that guy's falling. Web. He's fine. Actually,
Yeah. Oh, although people have said DLC, they're hoping there's Miles Morales because he was in the teaser.
He was.
I actually want Spider-Gwen DLC.
That'd be cool too. I want Spider-Verse DLC.
I want Spider-Verse as an MMO.
That'd be cool too. I would play that.
Then, and I look forward to Jim making Power Rangers. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was your host of this one, Chris. Hey, good, Mo. Thank you, Richter.
you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Jim was here now and again. Peace.